Hello guys, this is Sunblade and we are live with a new JP Dokkan video. Today I want to talk about the skill orbs which were introduced during the 5-year anniversary, and of course I invited silly Nolar to discuss this topic with him. Welcome back.
Thanks a lot for having me back. Appreciate it. This will be a fun discussion about what Global just got. So yeah.
Yeah, glad to have you on here again. Thank you. So this will be a multiple part series and I will cover the first part right here. In this video we will have a general discussion about the skill orbs, what types they are, the history overall, try to give you some advice here and there, and most of all we will talk about some units and recommend suitable skill orbs for them. Yeah, more topics are coming in the upcoming videos, so stay tuned. It's something new. I am very excited about this. Thanks to Nolar for this multiple part series suggestion.
Yep.
So, as I said, the skill orbs were introduced with the 5-year anniversary and enhance the character and the hidden potential even more. What's your opinion on the skill orbs, Nolar? Do you like it?
I do, and I don't. Initially, when they announced the concept of skill orbs, I really thought they could go really wild with the concept. Like reduce, so for example, instead of having 50% or below to activate LR Gogeta and LR Vegeto's fusion mechanic, it would be 70% or below. You know, like you got to put a skill orb to change that requirement, or you know, anything along those lines. But instead, what they ended up doing was they used the potential system as is and just kind of enhanced it with the skill orb. So, I mean, you'll give the rundown on it, but yeah, that's what they ended up doing. Not bad, but it just kind of wasn't where I wanted to go, and consequently, it just feels like the content doesn't match what we have currently, because things can be done without the skill orbs, but you throw those in and the content hasn't really changed too much to adapt to it. I imagine that'll change soon, but initially when the the anniversary brings a new mechanic, they kind of bring a new meta and content to go with it. So, but overall, I still think them coming up with new mechanics for the game is good. It's never a bad thing. It's just not the absolute win that I thought it would have been. So,
yeah, I absolutely agree. I can't add more to that. Actually, I feel the same way. Yeah, exactly.
Yep.
So yeah, there are a lot of different skill orbs out there. There are the bronze skill orbs, which can be used as soon as the character hits the UR status. There are silver orbs too. Its slots are available when you level up the super attack of the character to level 10. And last but not least, there is the gold skill orb, which can be used once you unlock 2 paths in the hidden potential for the character. Yeah.
Yep.
Do you like that system as well, or is there room for improvement?
So the bronze skill orbs are fine. You know, obviously everyone's going to get a character to UR, so that's very plentiful. Some very easy requirements. SA10, that's another one that a lot of people can do, because generally you want to have your units at max super attack, and it's not your pre-year 1 where Kais were super rare. Kais are very abundant these days, so unlocking bronze and silver is not difficult. I think that's fine. 2 dupes, though, I think that's fair to a degree, because that's where a huge chunk of their like unique critical and additional, like that's where you would probably want to put a bunch of those.
Yep.
But the downside is, I guess we can elaborate it further. But the downside is the fact that there aren't a lot of gold skill orbs to go around. So yeah, so it kind of works hand in hand in a way. So for free-to-play player, getting 2 dupes may be a struggle, but then at the same time, there are not that many gold skill orbs to even give people anyways. So it kind of is like a slow drip on both ends if you're free-to-play. Now, if you're a whale like a few others, then it's a little frustrating because you're like, well, I need more critical, I need more additionals. But I think the requirements themselves are pretty fair.
Yeah, I think it's balanced out. On the one side, it's very free-to-play friendly, and on the other, well, you said it, free-to-play players might struggle here and there. But yeah, overall, I like that system, how you unlock those slots But yeah, let's see where Akatsuki goes with it in the future. Maybe something else will change about that. Everything can happen now that the link leveling system is in place.
Yes, yeah, yeah, that is true.
Yeah. So, the skill orbs. You can improve every type of ability in the hidden potential system even further, including the stats. But there is a skill orb for every typing for bronze and silver too. There is something special. We will talk about Extreme Super Battle Road 2 in this series. But Extreme Super Battle Road drops a special skill orb. Extreme Super Battle Road should drop soon on Global. And those special orbs improve the card's stats and ability at once. So you see it on the screen right now with my Vegito Blue. He got 300 at attack and 3 crit, I believe. Yeah, it was like that, the gold slot. And yeah, this is... I like this system. Maybe Akatsuki will introduce more orbs like that in the future. Some special orbs.
Right.
Even with different abilities, who knows. But yeah, that's the rundown of the skill orbs. Have you made use of your skill orbs? I guess so. Have you saved a lot? How do you determine who gets a skill orb, and if yes, which one?
So initially when it first dropped, this is before Chain Battle, so the critical and additionals, like the more sought after skill orbs, were reserved for silver and gold. But now I think with Chain Battle we've had, crits and additionals in the bronze slots, right? And before, the levels were capped at level 3 on the silver and gold, but now they go all the way to level 5 for those slots. So in the beginning, it's like, of course, all my offensive characters got attack for bronze, and then a critical and additional depending on what I wanted them to do. So yeah, a lot of my units, at least the LRs and the TURs that I use on a consistent basis, they got some skill orbs, but the problem was it was very difficult to get skill orbs because outside there's the one way to get it consistently is every week, once a week. Right now, and during the 50th anniversary for Global, it's once a day, but then it becomes once a week.
Yep.
That they got a lot of flack for that, so that's what they changed it. It's still once a week, but the quality of the orbs have improved. So you do the Whis training stage, they drop once a week. Now they introduced Chain Battle, which it comes, I guess, every month and a half, maybe 2 months, so something along that time period where it's a whole new game mode, and the reward is you get tickets, and those tickets give you a random set of orbs. Okay, so that's kind of downside because it's RNG. I place in the top 1%, but there's people who place in the top 5%, and the quality of their orbs are way better than mine, even though I had more chances.
Who got the STR Silver Level 5 additional.
Yeah,
I saw your comment.
Yeah, I love the guy, but I hate him for that. I give orbs where I can, but I also hold them back because depending on the unit that is just released, it's like, okay, I want to showcase it. Obviously, as a content creator, I want to showcase them, but at the very least, they'll get a bronze orb. Whether they get a silver or a gold one it really depends on what I have available and how good I think they could utilize it and how long I believe I could use that unit. So like Kefla, for example, she's great, but where she is I don't use a lot of her on the team. Not necessarily as a lead. Well, one, because I can't find a friend lead. But two, if I throw her, it's like, okay, I'm going to put a Universe 6 team or maybe a Patara team, but I don't really run those really that much. So I didn't give her any silver and gold equipments because I don't have them in abundance. Mm-hmm. So that's how I kind of evaluate and think, okay, these units are going to get it or they're not going to get it. And for the most part, because it's still pretty scarce, they're not going to get anything for the most part.
Yeah. Okay, yeah, cool. So, my general advice is to improve the abilities of a character which coincide with the card's kit. So, for example, and we will talk about this for sure, Ella Gogeta Blue is a great example. Since he's super effective against all types when he is transformed, you want to give him max additional if you can. And because you will do overall more damage instead of going for crit, because crits are random and you will be super effective against all types all the time. So you want to build on that and give all the additional STR skill orbs for silver and bronze, for example, to him. And yeah, now that I touched on this topic, let's talk about the 5 units we have picked for today's video. And yeah, let's start with the most recent Dokkan Fest exclusive. Everyone is talking about him. Ultimate Gohan.
Yeah, Tech Ultimate Gohan. Okay, so obviously for the bronze equip, you want to give him either attack, because that's probably the most one you'll find, is this bronze attack for Tech. If you do manage to get critical or additional, and this is where we'll have the discussion. So based on his kit, pre-transformed, he greatly raises attack and defense, stacking, right? So I think you got to give him more additionals, because you want to have that.
Especially when he is transformed, he will be super effective against all types if the enemy has, like, what was it, 58% HP or more? So,
or they're a Majin Buu Saga enemy.
Yeah, so I would say everything points to full additional here, in my opinion.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, he's Tech, so he already has a built-in 5 crit. So you just go all additionals with this guy. Yeah, with units that have like a built-in crit system, like LR physical Trunks, for example, or super effective, you just want to get as many attacks in. Because super effective, it's better because well, crit is always a bit better than super effective because the multiplier is different. I think the crit multiplier is just under 2 times versus a super effective multiplier is 1.5 times. But the fact is, if you just get 2 attacks off, I should say, they're still overall better than getting just 1 crit off. So you just give all super effective type units just additionals if you want to maximize the damage output. That's just how it is, you know. So yeah, Tech Gohan, Ultimate Gohan, you just, if you can find level 5 additional for silver and then a 5 additional on the gold.
Oh man, that's rare.
Yeah, I know, that one's super, super rare. I mean, if I find a 3, like a level 3, I'm giving it to him because there's very rarely I'm going to find a way to overwrite that. So, oh yeah, by the way, just to make it clear, once you give an orb to somebody, you can't just, and you want to replace it, you can't just take the orb out, it gets deleted. So you gotta be kind of, final judgment, like, oh, this is the orb that they're more than likely gonna have forever. And of course, if you get lucky and have like level 5 additionals, and you're like, okay, I'll just give him this one to overwrite the level 3 one he has. You just gotta remember, it's pretty much, you can't take it out. It's gonna be deleted once you replace it.
Yeah, and I'm going to say this now, we will touch on this topic in another video of this series. This is very important. I've seen some very weird screenshots from other players, and this is very important for me to get it out there, but I will save this for another time. Yeah, no, it makes sense. But so for Gohan, additionals. Because he can stack attack and defense, I mean, I don't, honestly, just on the side note, I don't know what the hell they're thinking about this. This unit, but he is crazy. He is absolutely crazy. I tested out his team and he works so well with the Tech TN. I think his value has gone up so much. I think he was at rank 6 on your ranking video with you.
Now he's way higher now.
He might be 2nd or 3rd. I still see Kappa at the 1st slot.
I would jump him to like 3rd, just because now he's got way more use. He's got way more categories. Before, when we recorded that video at the time, he was just in Earthlings and Super Tech, so it's like he didn't have much to go with. But now it's like, obviously he's got way more to work with, so much higher value now.
Yeah. So yeah, we are still on Super Tech here, and let's jump to the next unit. He is the most recent legendary summon LR. Let's talk about LR Full Power Jiren.
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely crazy unit. You see it on the screen right now. Nolar talked about the level 5 additional, and as you can see, I saved that level 5 additional just for him. He is at level 22 additional right now, and yeah, if you pair him up with Topo, the defense of the enemies will be lowered instantly, so he will be super effective, and that means you have to go full additional here. That's for sure.
Oh, absolutely. There's no reason why you wouldn't. Especially because, let's say you got the 18 key off, and here's the combo you want to go for if you don't have a stunner on your team. The 18 key has a chance to stun, and if he stuns, then he gets an auto crit. So if you manage to get the 18 key off and you get an additional super, which is now the 12 key, well, that 12 key is going to crit. So there's no doubt in my mind you just go full additional on this guy.
Yeah, that was actually the reason why I decided to go with full additional on Super Saiyan 3 Vegeta, the SDR one. Yeah, easy aim.
Oh, yeah.
I applied the same thing to him.
Yeah, that's... I mean, I'm sure you have a discussion on this, but I had rainbowed him before he got his EZA, and of course I gave him more dodge, and yeah... Now I need to go
you will
redo his...
pull more of him multiple times.
So I know. Yeah, I'll eventually correct it, but it's just... for a regular player, let's say you were lucky enough to rainbow him beforehand, and you're like, I needed him in this kind of skill set before he got his EZA, and then his EZA changes his role in a way, not like a lot, but like if it changes enough to be like, well, I need to redo his potential system, that's kind of annoying, which I'm sure it's a topic for another day, though.
Yeah, absolutely. So yeah, Jiren, in my opinion, in the top 5 right now.
Oh yeah,
and he definitely deserves those additional skill orbs for sure. Yeah, as I said, level 22 additional. And there's one question. I don't know if it has been patched out already, but there was a cap in place. Like, the game doesn't recognize level 26 and above. I don't know if this is still a thing.
Yeah, I don't. That I'm not aware of, to be honest.
Okay, so. Yeah. I saw that on Reddit, and Truth mentioned it also. So yeah, it might have been patched out already. But as far as I'm aware of, if you give too many skill orbs to one character, so he has like level 26 additional, he won't have a 52% chance to do an additional or a crit. So I think it caps at 50%. But
yeah, I think so too.
You just have to see about that in the future. Maybe Akatsuki decides to fix that, or maybe like changes the system so we can't go over 25 in the future. So yeah.
Yep. Okay.
Just to get it out there. So the next card actually is the most recent Dokkan Fest LR. You see the pattern here that I prepared. Unfortunately, this is a card that I don't have, and I think it's pretty interesting because you can go both ways, additional and crit. Call me crazy, but I can see evasion on this guy somewhere, but it's the least priority here because of his active skill where he loses so much defense.
Yeah.
Let this discussion commence.
Okay, so just to give you an overall understanding of his kit, so if you manage to get 18 key, that's massively raising attack and defense. Is 12 key just defense? Or is it both attack and defense? I can't remember.
It was both, I think.
Okay. So these guys can tank very well post-super. And that's where the active skill kind of plays in, because they lose half their defense, but then if you just put them in the second slot where they don't even take a hit first, and then they get the supers off, they'll be relatively okay. It still hurts, but it'll be better off than if they didn't. The fact is, depending on the rainbow orbs, they do normals. So you kind of want to have, if you manage to get 3 rainbow orbs, he'll do 3 normals. Well, then you want crit, right? Yeah. But at the same time, if you want more additionals to get that, like, so you do 18 key, 3 normals, and then if you get an additional, you get another 12 key off. So that's massively raising your attack and defense twice, which is good. I can't argue someone who's saying I want to give them more additionals. So honestly, when I have a unit where it could go either way, I just split it down the middle. I'll be like, I'll even it out as much as possible. So. Like in the potential system, when I rainbow them, I gave them all crit, but then in the skill orbs, I'll give them a couple extra. If I could add a level 5 additional silver, and then I'll try to give them a level 5 critical to balance it out to get them super even. Where they'll try to launch that second additional super attack, but then all the normals and even the super attacks can crit. Like that's that's where their value is. I had the same dilemma with Blue Evolution Vegeta, the AGL one, because he has a lot of crit in his kit once he transforms, but to get him to transform is kind of difficult. And so I just split it down the middle. I just gave him even amount of crit and even amount of additional as much as possible to balance it out.
Yeah, I see. I think we will touch on this as well. I think it might take a whole video, but the Link leveling system has changed a lot, and I think they have warrior gods, right?
Yes.
And on level 10, this Link gives an additional crit chance by 5%, so you have to consider that, in my opinion. So
yep.
I might lean towards additional here for this guy, due to this Link, actually. Because he has a higher natural crit chance already, so yeah. But of course I don't have this guy, so I have to test it out first, so...
Yeah, that's a good point. But the changes with the Link leveling system, it also changes how you should approach your units, right? But that also means that if you're relying on the Link leveling to balance it out, then you need to activate that Link every time. So that kind of somewhat limits you in your team building, right? So
yeah, you really have to know beforehand where you use this guy or these guys, of course, and where you're not using them.
Yep. All right.
So that concludes the Blue Boys, and we have 2 more units left. You might have guessed them already. We talked about him, STR Gogeta, LR STR Gogeta from the anniversary.
Yep.
Very hot topic on global right now, but
yes,
I already said it. You see it on the screen. You have to go full additional here.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, with super effective, like all the Gogetas who are super effective, it's always additionals, because the damage output from 2 additionals is better than 1 super attack that manages to crit. So
yes. So with that out of the way, we can jump to the final unit here, Tech LR Vegito Blue. And I wouldn't say he's a tricky one, but well, you can't go both ways, but it's debatable. If you like in the hidden potential system, you go 79 or what was it, 14, 12. I got 1 dupe, and he's at 11.8. I gave him 2 additional orbs here with each level 1, actually. So yeah, what's your opinion on this? Where should you go with this unit?
I personally went more crit, just a little bit more crit, because he's gonna get that guaranteed second super attack every time, right? So I want the opportunity for him to crit on the first and the second one more than just get a third one. But again, it's not bad to get a third super attack off if it manages to roll the dice that way. It's with Warrior Gods, like you said, and usually you're going to pair him up with someone with Warrior Gods. That gives another 5 crits. That's I wouldn't blame you if you gave him a little more additional to compensate for it. So again, that happened just the last month, right? So when we first had him on the anniversary, I gave him, I think, 917, but 9 additional 17 crit. But had I pulled him up a copy, I eventually will, I'm sure. I will probably dump it down by giving him less crit and a little more additional, because he's going to have Warrior Gods active for the most part. So
Yeah, I feel the same way, actually. So I have to pull 3 more dupes of him. So once I get those, I'll do the same thing.
Yep.
So that concludes the 5 units we have on the list today. I'm looking forward to the next part here. Do you have anything more to say?
No, I mean, part 1, just we gave you a little introduction and history of the skill orbs. It's a fairly new mechanic, obviously on Global. It's been around for 6 months on JP. There are so many ways they could give us orbs, because it's very similar to the potential system orbs. In the beginning, it was super hard to get them. You were scrapping at the bottom of the barrel to grab any orbs you can find. But now they're in relative abundance because they give it out for login bonuses, top grossing rewards. I can imagine them opening up the faucet to give us a little more skill orbs down the line. I don't know why they didn't put them in the World Tournament rewards, because that would have been a very easy way to push people to play World Tournament. But we have Chain Battle, so they're opening it up. They're giving us more ways. Now they have character-specific orbs, like the Team Bardock. That's every day on JP. So if you wanted to max out your Team Bardock crew, you can just hit that event up, go summon, and hopefully RNG's on your side, and you manage to pull it. So right now it's pretty scarce, which is why this is an important topic to discuss, so people can be judicious in where they put the skill orbs and who they give them to. And I'm looking forward to multiple videos from here on out discussing other characters and team compositions and links, because that now is a factor when it wasn't before. So, yep. Looking forward to it.
I can assure you we have a lot to talk about.
Yeah. Well, I appreciate you having me on the channel again.
Yeah, sure.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for being here.
All right.
Yeah, that concludes part 1 of this little mini-series here. I hope you enjoyed it and look forward to part 2. I'll see you guys soon. Take care and bye-bye.
See ya.